let's talk about upcoming programs in 2020. So what new programs will be coming out next year? There are a couple of new programs slated to come out in 2019, 2020, all the way up until 2023. And I want to recommend this great article that FloWrestling put out talking about the upcoming programs as well as the growth of the sport. Make sure you check that out in the link below. And there right now, do you know how many wrestling programs there are? Well, there are 75 Division I wrestling programs. By next year, there will be 78. So which schools are being added, dropped? Let's talk about that. So, like I said, great article by Flo. Long Island University was one of the first schools. Right now, they are D2, and they are coming in. They're 7-11 this year in D2, and they went to a lot of open tournaments, duels, things like that. In the past year, they've wrestled a D1 program in Clarion, and you'll see what a lot of this stuff comes down to with joining D1 wrestling, having new programs, is has to be a transitional period. So a lot of times schools don't just come out and have a D1 program all of a sudden. There are programs that do that, schools that do that, universities, but they'll go from D3 to D2 to D1, and there's a transitional period where they may not be able to wrestle the postseason for a couple years, but they're still able to wrestle the regular season, or they're able to wrestle a lower division postseason, as you see with a couple of these teams. But like I said, they have to make that transition. And so during that transition, they're able to wrestle D1 wrestling programs, just like Long Island did this past year when they wrestled Clarion. Now, they lost, and that's what you'll see a lot of times, but you need that time to adjust to that D1 caliber. Another new team is University of Arkansas at Little Rock. This is brand new. They're actually just putting up a training center. So like I said, some programs are brand new. Some come from D2, D3. This is a brand new program. Putting up the training center, should be around next year and transitioning into the new season. Another school is Presbyterian. They're in Clinton, South Carolina. There's Cal Baptist, who is the newest program to D1. They can't actually compete until 2023 because they're making that transition. This past year, they were 2-6, so they're still kind of wrestling around, but they wrestled some tough matches. Now, they did beat, notably, Cal Poly, who has a tough program, but they lost to Ohio State. I believe they got shut out. Number 2 team in the country versus a upcoming team from D2. Understandable. They lost to Stanford, but they did beat Drexel as well. So those were the 2 wins, Drexel and Cal Poly. Not a bad start of the year for Cal Baptist looking to join D1 wrestling. Also, you have Augustana, who's an upcoming program for the upcoming years. So their new programs through 2023. You got Arkansas at Little Rock, who's joining next year. You have Presbyterian, also joining next year. Long Island, joining next year. And then you have Augustana, who's in South Dakota, currently D2, joining after that. And then Cal Baptist joining in 2023. So those are those programs that are able to wrestle in the postseason. And I think it's always great for the growth of the sport to see new D1 programs, 80 D1 programs by 2023. And I think that's great for college wrestling.